Hi, I am Becky, and this is my son Liam. I am going to introduce you to him and tell you a little bit about him in this video. So as I said in my introduction video, he is 4 months old. He has had some trouble since birth with acid reflux. He was actually diagnosed with acid reflux when he was about 6 weeks old. He was extremely fussy, and I could not get him happy. He didn't want a nurse, he didn't want to be held, he didn't want to sit in a swing, he didn't want to be in his crib, he didn't want to lay down. And he was also having a hard time gaining weight. And so around the time when he was 6 weeks old, for his 6-week appointment, they decided that he wasn't just colicky, that he did have acid reflux. And so they put him on ranitidine for that, which is also known as Dantec. And he takes that as a liquid, and he takes 1.5 milliliters 2 times a day, once in the morning and then once right before bed. And it actually has helped a lot. He just recently started eating baby cereal or baby rice. He has only eaten the wheat so far because they thought during the first couple of weeks and couple of months while I was breastfeeding, they thought that maybe he was allergic to something or had an allergy to something that I was eating that was in my diet. And so I had cut out dairy. I had tried to cut out all of gluten and nothing seemed to work. And then they finally decided and diagnosed that it was acid reflux. And so he is just on the wheat right now, and he seems to actually love it. He's only been on it, hi baby, he's only been on it or been eating it for about a week and a half. He ate it just 1 time a day for about a week, and about the last 4 or 5 days he has been having it 2 times a day. And you see, he comes to work with me. And so right before work, well, here, I'll tell you my daily schedule. So I wake up in the morning, I get up around 6 or 6:30, and then I feed him. Then right after that, I put him back in his swing or in his crib or in his pack and play or wherever he is going to be sleeping. And he normally goes back to sleep for about an hour while I take a shower and get myself ready. Then I wake him up and I give him a bath, and I change his clothes, and I take him up and I put him in his high chair and feed him his cereal. And as I'm feeding him his cereal, I eat breakfast. And then right after that, I clean him up, load him in the car seat, and then go to work. I actually work for my dad, and he owns a business called Schaefer Auto. And he has been extremely lenient and so open and nice to give me a job and to allow Liam to be there also. I was going to let my sister watch him, but I just decided that I wanted to be able to bring him to work. And because he was breastfeeding, I didn't really want to have to pump and then bring it home. And I really wanted to stick with breastfeeding, otherwise I would have just let him go to formula. And he was actually supplemented with formula for about a month and a half. And he's actually almost 5 months old now. It's the 29th right now, and in 5 days he will be 5 months old. So on the 4th of October, he will be 5 months old. He has actually made a lot of accomplishments. He can roll over onto his stomach. He stands pretty good by himself. He actually he prefers standing over sitting. He can almost sit all by himself. He sits very good in the bumbo, but he gets bored fast. And then he's like, oh, well, I want to change and I want to go and do something else. And he sits with the boppy pillow, and he'll sit on my lap, and he is just, since he started the cereal, he is just an overall amazing baby. He is just really easygoing. and just amazing. Yeah, you agree, don't you, baby? Yeah, you agree, baby. Yeah. Yes, and he is the most smiley child you will ever meet. Like, even when he was first struggling with acid reflux, like, he would always smile for me. Like, even when he was crying, he would just, like, smile every once in a while, and it was just so sweet. He's only been laughing for about a month. He has been laughing, and he actually just fully learned how to roll over about 4 or 5 days ago. But before he could roll over, but he always got his arm caught underneath him like this, or like across his chest. And he would get frustrated and then end up flopping back over. And he can roll from his stomach to his back on both sides, and then from his back to his stomach. He prefers to be sitting or laying on his back or standing up rather than on his stomach, but I think it's because of the acid reflux partially. And as long as, like, I put the bumbo underneath him, or not the bumbo, the bobby pillow, sorry, underneath him, and then set him on top of it, then he's fine. And he absolutely loves it. And he'll sit there and he'll play with his toys and chew on them and be entertained for about a half hour, and then he'll get sick of it. One thing also about him is that he is a child that will not play by himself. He won't just sit there and lay there and play with his toys. He wants you to play with him 24/7. And so, like, he will play with his toys as long as you are playing too, or as long as you're just watching him. And he loves movies. And if, like, that's the only way that he'll play by himself, is if I put my laptop on the floor, like, a ways from him, but so that he could still see it. And I play, like, the Smurfs or the Rugrats or, you know, Barney or Elmo or Mickey Mouse. He'll just sit there and watch it, and he'll play. And his favorite show is Mickey Mouse. He loves Mickey Mouse. Like, he will sit there and stare at it like he is in a trance. Like, it is better than Boo Milk, because he just loves Mickey Mouse. And I almost think it's because of the colors and other voices, because he really likes high-pitched, like, squeaky voices, and they just make him excited, and which is typical for babies, but he just loves Mickey Mouse, and so I play it for him a lot. He, as of right now, is 12 pounds and 11 ounces. And when he was born, like I had said, well, actually, I'm not sure if I had said it in my first video, but he was 9 pounds, 13 ounces. And so he was a huge child. And he was 22 and a half inches long. And now he is 25 3/4 inches long. And so he is just growing like a weed and getting really, really tall. But he's like tall and gangly. He's just long and lean is what people say. You're long and lean, huh, baby? Yes, and he does not like his baths. I'm sorry this is all kind of random, but I'm just trying to give you a gist of some new things about him. Yeah, he does not like his baths, but he hasn't really liked his baths since the get-go. And the funny thing is I was going to have a water birth with him, but he did not want anything to do with it. Like, we literally saw, like, this much of the top of his head. Like, that much. So, like, almost like as big, well, about, like, half the size of an apple. And of, like, the top of his head. And then I was in the birthing pool, or in the birthing tub, and then I moved because I thought that, like, I was just having extreme bad pain in my tailbone. And so I moved, and he went back up and shifted, and then turned his head kind of like cockeyed like this. So he was coming out like more up here rather than like up here, but his head should have been turned sideways like this. So he was like facing up. And so I ended up having a C-section with him. And I always tease him because I say he's afraid of the water. Because he doesn't like his baths at all. He doesn't really like to be naked. He has actually started, well, not really started, he's been doing this for a while, but he is very, very, very good. Like, he has very good hand-eye coordination. Like, if I were to take this toy and, like, put it in front of him, he'll grab it. And I feel like it's really good for a 4-month-old, almost 5-month-old. But yes, he is very good with his hands, and he is very, very, very observant. Like, if you are doing anything, or if there's other children around, he will just sit there and watch. He loves to watch other kids, and he loves to watch them play. And he just loves it. And he loves his toys too. And I actually think he is starting to teethe because he has actually slept through the night since he was a month old. He would go to bed, like, I would put him to bed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and he would sleep until like 7 in the morning. Like, it was amazing. And about like the last week or so, he has been waking up throughout the night. Like, at least 3 or 4 times throughout the night he wakes up and just cries and cries and fusses and doesn't want to eat, doesn't want to sleep, doesn't want to sit in a swing, doesn't want to sit in the crib, doesn't want to play. And so then I'll give him some baby Tylenol, and then after a while he'll end up going back to sleep. So I'm pretty sure he's teething. And he's been drooling a lot, which is one of the signs of teething. And yeah. So that is a little bit about Liam. I'm sorry it was kind of all over the place. I was just trying to think of other things that were new about him. But yeah, we will be doing a 5-month update, although this is just like a week before he'll be 5 months. But we'll still do a 5-month update just for the fun of it. And yeah, so I hope that you got a little insight and got to know Liam a little bit better. Thank you for watching, and make sure that you subscribe and like. Thanks.